Okay, so this is how you get your Dire Maul tribute buffs. Normally, if you're like me, you'll just get summoned there, and they'll summon you usually behind the portal over here. And you can either jump down or just run through. You'll be behind the portal. It's usually like 8 gold. It's not a big spending point. For the sake of this, and the fact that this alt only has 19 gold on it, I physically ran here. We are going to whisper one of these fucking hunters who live inside here. Invite. Now you're in a group. I started this recording a little too early, so we still got to finish writing there. Tribute does seem to go off tips, so you can kind of go as much as you like, but the minimum is usually 5 gold for the buffs. There are like premium versions of this where they will summon you to the end, but since you don't know how to do this, I'm going to do it the long way. Apparently this character doesn't have a key. Oh. Can't get in yet. Guess there's a line. So we're gonna wait a minute. Oh, a heart just went out, yeah. So if you get DMT right after a heart drop, because you want to get your buffs in order, the order I usually do it is heart, tribute, Oni head for casters. And then if you're feeling brave, you can get summoned out to Sunflower. If you fly there, you're just wasting a bunch of fucking time. Always get your 50-minute buffs last. And don't just sit here and wait in line. Like, this guy specifically has a Discord set up where he'll tell you what spot you're in the line, so you can just log in and run inside. And once we're inside, I'll show you the path. I don't know what fucking Discord, though, this guy's talking about. Okay, so the way to tell what's passive and what isn't is use your mouse wheel, or your mouse. Since the sword doesn't show up, these are passive. You can get right next to them, nothing will happen. There's basically only a couple mobs you need to worry about. So the first thing is for non-stealthers is to jump up here. You just run to the edge, space, forward, jump up. It's really easy to do. That's passive. These are not, which is why we jump up here. So you can skirt around them. These ones in the middle are always passive. Passive, 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 passive. Passive. That is one of the captains. He will always be aggressive. And what you want to be looking out for here is Captain or Guard Fungus. There he is. That's Guard Fungus. He gives you your AP, like attack power buff when you come in here. He patrols around, so he will absolutely fuck you up if you're just standing out in the open. The demons, like depending on which group you get in, can be passive or not. Like this says it's not passive, but I'm gonna get right next to it and it's not gonna attack me. You want to look for one that says like dogs or eyes passive when you look for groups. Because if they're not passive, you're just gonna get fucked. Like these eyes specifically will just summon a bunch of demons and obliterate you. This is Slip Kick. Slip Kick gives the spell crit bonus. He isn't passive, but he's frozen in the ice block, so you can just run past him. I do have an add-on that I'd recommend getting called Nova World Buffs that you can set it to do certain options for you. Like while I'm in here and when we go talk to the second in command guy that gives you the king buff, it will just automatically do all the talking for you, so he instantly starts casting it. It'll also do it for Dark Moon Fair, so you don't have to like click through the fortune telling. This is the guy you tip. This guy has buffs, so let him do it first. Yeah, the dogs here are a big one. You being a rogue makes your life a lot easier, because if for some reason these have the sword on them and they're aggressive, you can just stealth past them. Hunters are the only class, as far as I'm aware, that can do solo tribute runs like this. This is the guy you want to talk to. Now we have a king buff and everything is friendly. And now that they're friendly, they'll give you the buffs. And you want to talk to 3 people specifically, but there is a 4th that is a vendor who will sell you some like knockoff Rumsy Rums that are a nice little stamina buff you can keep. Some of the really Chad ones you might find that sell buffs will run with you with Aspect of the Pack on. Super nice. And yeah, with Nova World buffs, you just click, do, now you have the buff. Normally you'd have to click through the conversation, but this is more of a caster one. It doesn't affect melee really. Like it might affect shit like Thunderclap, but or Hunters if it affects Arcane Shot, but this one's really just more of like a small bonus. The two big ones for melee are the one that gives you attack power from Fengus and Moxie that gives you 15% of your maximum HP. Which is especially nice so you don't just take unnecessary damage in your raid. Yeah, they'll usually have markers on them to let you know where you're supposed to find the guards. Like I'm not seeing Fengus. This guy doesn't have a buff, don't worry about it. There's Fengus. There are bugs over here on the map that are always aggressive. So don't try to sneak around this way. Just try to cut through the middle. And there is your 200 AP bonus. Whoops. I'm not going to edit all this down. Yeah, you can't see the bugs right now. They're more in this corner, in the northwest of the map. But they are always aggressive bugs, and they're not elites, but there's a lot of them, from what I remember. This guy right here sells you little consumables. Yeah, 10 stam or 25 spirit, but lose some int. But it's mostly you want the Gordot Green Grog for some extra stam. It's not a lot, but you know, if you're trying to min-max, it's important. They're really cheap. You can shift buy them, and they come in stacks of 10. Oh, there's more bugs. And this is Moldar now. And he gives you your 15% stam. And then you just hurt the fuck out. And that's it. If your hurt is on cooldown like mine is, just drop group. And you'll lose a minute on your buffs while it kicks you out, but and there you go. You're good to go.